Shakespeare's Histories, The King's Shadow, Episode 7. The disease of rebellion has spread through England. Made famous for his victories fighting for the crown, Harry, Hotspur, Percy, turned against King Henry IV and found support from both Scotland and Wales. This alliance aimed to put Edmund Mortimer on the throne of England and give Owen Glendower control of Wales. In a clash at Shrewsbury near the Welsh border, Hotspur's army challenged the king. But Hotspur's father, the Earl of Northumberland, did not join the battle, citing illness. He has remained at his estate in the north of England, where he waits for news of victory or defeat.
The latest news we hear is that the rebels have consumed with
Letters
fire
came last night to a dear friend of the good Duke of York. Letters came last night to a dear friend of the good Duke of York that tell bleak tidings.
The rebels have consumed with fire our town of Chichester and Gloucester.
Open your ears, for which of you will stop the vent of hearing when loud rumor speaks? Upon my tongue's continual slanders ride, the which in every language I pronounce.
Rumor is a pipe, blown by surmises, jealousies, conjectures, and of so easy and so plain a stop that the blunt monster with uncounted heads, the still discordant wavering multitude can play upon it.
But what need I thus my well-known body to anatomize among my household?
Why is rumor here? I run before King Harry's victory, who in a bloody field by Shrewsbury hath beaten down young Hotspur and his troops, quenching the flame of bold rebellion, even with the rebels' blood. But what mean I to speak so true at first? My office is to noise abroad that Harry Monmouth fell under the wrath of noble Hotspur's sword, and that the king before the Douglas rage stooped his anointed head as low as death.
This have I rumored through the peasant towns, between the royal field of Shrewsbury and this worm-eaten hole of ragged stone, where Hotspur's father, old Northumberland, lies sick. The posts come tiring on,
And not a one of them brings other news than they have learnt of me.
From rumors' tongues they bring smooth comforts false, worse than true wrongs. Who keeps the gate here, ho? Where is the Earl?
What news, Lord Bardolph? Every minute now should be the father of some stratagem. The times are wild.
Noble Earl, I bring you certain news from Shrewsbury.
Good, if God will.
As good as heart can wish. The king is almost wounded to the death, and in the fortune of my lord your son, Prince Harry, slain outright, and both the Blunts killed by the hand of Douglas. The young Prince John and Westmorland and Stafford fled the field, and Harry Monmouth's brawn, the hulk Sir John, is prisoner to your son.
How is this derived? Saw you the field? Came you from Shrewsbury?
I spake with one, my lord, that came from thence.
Here comes the noble Travers, whom I sent on Tuesday last to listen after news.
My lord, I overrode her on the way, and she is furnished with no certainties more than she haply may retail from me.
My lord, Lady Humphreyville turned me back with joyful tidings, and being better horsed, outrode me. After her came spurring hard a gentleman, almost forspent with speed, that stopped by me to breathe his bloodied horse. He told me that rebellion had bad luck, and that young Harry Percy's spur was cold. With that he gave his able horse the head. He seemed in running to devour the way, staying no longer question.
Again? Said he, young Harry Percy's spur was cold? Of Hotspur, cold spur, that rebellion had met ill luck?
My lord, I'll tell you what. If my young lord, your son, have not the day, upon mine honor for a silken point, I'll give my barony. Never talk of it.
Why should the gentleman that rode by Travers give then such instances of loss?
Look, here comes more news.
Yea, this man's brow like to a title leaf foretells the nature of a tragic volume. Say, Morton, didst thou come from Shrewsbury?
I ran from Shrewsbury, my noble lord, where hateful death put on his ugliest mask to fright our party.
How doth my son and sister? Thou tremblest. and the whiteness in thy cheek is apter than thy tongue to tell thy errand. This thou wouldst say, your son did thus and thus, your sister thus. So fought the noble Douglas, stopping my greedy ear with their bold deeds. But in the end, to stop my ear indeed, thou hast a sigh to blow away this praise, ending with sister, son, and all are dead.
Douglas is living, and your sister yet. But for my lord, your son...
Why, he is dead. See what a ready tongue suspicion hath. Tell thou an earl his divination lies, and I will take it as a sweet disgrace, and make thee rich for doing me such wrong.
I cannot think, my lord. Your son is dead.
I am sorry I should force you to believe that which I would to God I had not seen. But these mine eyes saw him in bloody state, rendering faint quittance, wearied and out-breathed to Harry Monmouth, whose swift wrath beat down the never-daunted Percy to the earth, from whence with life he never more sprung up. Thus did our troops, heavy in Hotspur's loss, fly from the field. Then was that noble Worcester too soon ta'en prisoner, and that furious Scot, the bloody Douglas, whose well-labouring sword had 3 times slain the appearance of the king, gan veil her stomach, and did grace the shame of those that turn their backs, and in her flight, stumbling in fear, was took. The sum of all is that the king hath won, and hath sent out a speedy power to encounter you, my lord, under the conduct of young Lancaster and Westmorland. This is the news at full.
For this, I shall have time enough to mourn. In poison there is physic, and this news, having been well, that would have made me sick. Being sick have in some measure made me well. And as the wretch whose fever weakened joints like strengthless hinges buckle under life, impatient of his fit breaks like a fire out of his keeper's arms, e'en so my limbs, weakened with grief, being now enraged with grief, are thrice themselves, and therefore, thou nice crutch! Now bind my brows with iron, and approach the raggedst hour the time, and spite dare bring to frown upon the enraged Northumberland. Let heaven kiss earth! Now let not nature's hand keep the wild flood confined. Let order die! And let this world no longer be a stage to feed contention in a lingering act. But let one spirit of the firstborn Cain reign in all bosoms, that each heart being set on bloody courses, the rude scene may end, and darkness be the barrier of the dead.
Sweet Earl, divorce not wisdom from your honor.
The lives of all your loving complices lean on your health, the which, if you give o'er to stormy passion, must perforce decay.
We all that are engaged to this loss knew that we ventured on such dangerous seas that if we wrought out life 'twas 10 to 1. And yet we ventured for the gain proposed, choked the respect of likely peril feared, and since we are o'erset, venture again. Come, we will all put forth body and goods.
'Tis more than time. And, my most noble lord, I hear for certain and dare speak the truth. The gentle Archbishop of York is up with well-appointed powers, turns insurrection to religion, and doth enlarge his rising with the blood of fair King Richard scraped from Pomfret's stones, derives from heaven his quarrel and his cause, tells them he doth bestride a bleeding land, gasping for life under great Bolingbroke, and more and less do flock to follow him.
I knew of this before, but to speak truth, this present grief had wiped it from my mind. Go in with me, and counsel everyone the aptest way for safety and revenge. Get posts and letters, and make friends with speed. never so few, nor never yet more need.
In Eastcheap, Falstaff reckons with his declining health in the wake of the battle at Shrewsbury. Prince Hal has assigned the young pedo to Falstaff's service, which Falstaff hopes is a hint of the life of leisure he will enjoy once Hal becomes king.
A cup of wine that's brisk and fine, come drink and join our song, and drink unto the leman mine, and a merry heart lives longer. Fill up the cup and let it come, I'll pledge you a mile to the bottom. Let's drink until the cup is done. Who joins us not, God rot 'em. Sirrah, you giant, what says the doctor to my water?
He said, sir, the water itself was a good, healthy water, but for the party that owed it, he might have more diseases than he knew for.
Men of all sorts take a pride to gird at me. The brain of this foolish, compounded clay man is not able to invent anything that tends to laughter more than I invent, or is invented on me. I am not only witty in myself, but the cause that wit is in others. If the prince put thee into my service for any other reason than to set me off, why then I have no judgment.
Sir, here comes the noble woman that committed the prince for striking her about Bardolph.
Wait close. I will not see her.
What's he that goes there?
Falstaff, and please your ladyship.
He that was in question for the robbery?
He, my lady. But he hath since done good service at Shrewsbury, and, as I hear, is now going with some charge to the Lord John of Lancaster.
What, to York? Call him back again.
Sir John Falstaff.
Boy, tell her I'm deaf.
You must speak louder. Sir John is deaf.
I'm sure he is to the hearing of anything good. Go pluck him by the elbow. I must speak with him.
Sir John.
What? A young knave and begging? Is there not wars? Is there not employment? Doth not the king lack subjects? Do not the rebels need soldiers? Though it be a shame to be on any side but one, it is worse shame to beg than to be on the worst side.
You mistake me, sir.
Why, miss, did I say you were honest? Setting my knighthood and my soldiership aside, I had lied in my throat if I said so.
I pray you, sir, then set your knighthood and your soldiership aside, and give me leave to tell you, you lie in your throat if you say I am any other than honest. Sir, my lady, the Lord Chief Justice, would speak with you.
Sir John Falstaff, a word with you.
God give your ladyship good time of the day. I heard say your ladyship was sick. I hope your ladyship goes abroad by advice. Your ladyship, though not clean past your youth, have yet some smack of an ague in you, some relish of the saltness of time in you, and I most humbly beseech your ladyship to have a reverend care of your health.
Sir John, I sent for you before your expedition to Shrewsbury.
Please, your ladyship, I hear his majesty is returned with some discomfort from Wales.
I talk not of his majesty. And you would not come when I sent for
his
you.
His highness is fallen into this same whoreson apoplexy.
Well, God mend him. I pray you, let me speak with you.
It hath from much grief, from study and perturbation of the brain. It is a kind of deafness.
I think you are fallen into the disease, for you hear not what I say to you.
Very well, my lady, very well. Rather, if it please you, it is the disease of not listening, the malady of not marking, that I am troubled withal.
To punish you by the heels would amend the attention of your ears, and I care not if I do become your physician. Well, the truth is, Sir John, you live in great infamy. You have misled the youthful prince.
The young prince hath misled me.
Your day's service at Shrewsbury hath a little gilded over your night's exploit on Gad's Hill. You may thank the unquiet time for your quiet or posting.
My lady!
But since all is well, keep it so. You follow the young prince up and down like his ill angel.
Not so, my lady. You that are old consider not the capacities of us that are young.
What?
You do measure the heat of our livers with the bitterness of your galls. And we that are in the vanguard of our youth, I must confess, are wags too.
Do you set down your name in the scroll of youth that are written down old with all the characters of age? Have you not a moist eye, a dry hand, a yellow cheek, a white beard, a decreasing leg, an increasing belly? Is not your voice broken, your wind short, your chin double, your wit single, and every part about you blasted with antiquity? And will you yet call yourself young? Fie, 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 Sir John.
My lady, I was born with a white head and something a round belly. For my voice, I have lost it with hallowing and singing of anthems. To approve my youth further, I will not.
Well, God send the prince a better companion.
God send the companion a better prince. I cannot rid my hands of him.
Well, the king hath severed you and Prince Harry. I hear you are going with Lord John of Lancaster against the Archbishop and the Earl of Northumberland.
Yes, I thank your pretty sweet wit for it. But look you, pray, all you that kiss my lady peace at home, that our armies join not in a hot day. For by the Lord I take but 2 shirts out with me, and I mean not to sweat extraordinarily. If you will needs say I am an old man, you should give me rest. I would to God my name were not so terrible to the enemy as it is. It were better to be eaten to death with a rust than to be scoured to nothing with perpetual motion.
Well, be honest, and God bless your expedition.
Will your ladyship lend me £1,000 to furnish me forth?
Not a penny, not a penny. Fare you well. Commend me to my cousin Westmorland.
If I do, fillip me with a 3-man beetle. One can no more separate age and covetousness than one can part young limbs and lechery. But the gout galls the one, and the pox pinches the other, and so both the degrees prevent my curses. Boy!
Sir.
What money is in my purse?
7 groats and 2pence.
I can get no remedy against this consumption of the purse. Borrowing only lingers and lingers it out, but the disease is incurable. Go, bear this letter to my Lord of Lancaster, this to the Prince, this to the Countess Westmorland, and this to old Mistress Ursula, whom I have weakly sworn to marry since I perceived the first white hair of my chin. About it! You know where to find me. Pox of this gout, or a gout of this pox for the one or the other, plays the rogue with my great toe. 'Tis no matter if I do halt. I have the wars for my colour, and my pension shall seem the more reasonable. A good wit will make use of anything. I will turn diseases to commodity. Fill up the cup and let it come. I'll pledge you a mile to the bottom.
In York, a second conspiracy against the king is underway, led by the Archbishop Scroop. He has laid out his plans for rebellion to Thomas Mowbray's daughter, now Lord Marshal of England, a position she holds in name only. King Henry has denied her the inheritance of her father's titles and given them to the Countess Westmorland.
Thus have you heard our cause and known our means, and my most noble friends, I pray you all speak plainly your opinions of our hopes. And first, Lord Marshal, what say you to it?
I well allow the occasion of our arms, but gladly would be better satisfied how in our means we should advance ourselves upon the power and the puissance of the king.
Our present musters grow upon the file to 25,000 troops of choice, and our supplies live largely in the hope of great Northumberland, whose bosom burns with an incensed fire of injuries.
The question, Lady Hastings, standeth thus, whether our present 25,000 may hold up head without Northumberland.
With him we may.
Ay, Mary, there's the point. But if without him we be thought too feeble, my judgment is we should not step too far till we had his assistance by the hand. For in a theme so bloody-faced as this, conjecture, expectation, and surmise of aids uncertain should not be admitted.
'Tis very true, Lord Bardolph, for indeed it was young Hotspur's case at Shrewsbury.
It was, my lord, who lined himself with hope, eating the air on promise of supply, and so, with great imagination, proper to madmen, led his powers to death, and winking leapt into destruction.
But, by your leave, it never yet did hurt to lay down likelihoods and forms of hope. I think we are a body strong enough, e'en as we are, to equal with the king.
What is the king but 25,000?
To us no more, nay, not so much, Lord Bardolph, for his divisions, as the times do brawl, are in 3 heads. One power against the French, and one against Glendower. Perforce a third must take up us. So is the unfirm king in three divided, and his coffers sound with hollow poverty and emptiness.
Who is it like should lead his forces hither?
The Duke of Lancaster and Westmorland. Against the Welsh himself and Harry Monmouth. But who is substituted against the French, I have no certain notice.
Let us on, and publish the occasion of our arms. The Commonwealth is sick of their own choice. O thou fond many, with what loud applause didst thou beat heaven with blessing Bolingbroke before he was what thou wouldst have him be? And being now trimmed in thine own desires, thou beastly feeder art so full of him, that thou provokest thyself to cast him up. So, thou common dog, didst thou disgorge thy glutton bosom of the royal Richard, and now thou wouldst eat thy dead vomit up and howlest to find it. What trust is in these times? They that, when Richard lived, would have him die, are now become enamoured on his grave. Thou, that threwest dust upon his goodly head, when through proud London he came sighing on after the admired heels of Bolingbroke, criest now, O earth, yield us that king again, and take thou this! O thoughts of men accursed! Past and to come seems best, things present worst.
Shall we go draw our numbers and set on?
We are time subjects, and time bids be gone.
Due to the death of her husband, Mistress Quickly's financial situation has deteriorated. To keep the Boar's Head Tavern afloat, she seeks additional avenues of income and partners with Doll Tearsheet to offer paid companionship. Falstaff, however, continues to avoid paying his tab, so Mistress Quickly seeks redress from the law.
Master Fang, have you entered the action?
It is entered.
Where's your yeoman? Is it a lusty yeoman?
Here.
Snare! We must arrest Sir John Falstaff.
It may chance cost some of us our lives, for he will stab.
Alas, the day take heed of him. He stabbed me in mine own house.
Oh.
He cares not what mischief he does. If his weapon be out, he will foin like any devil. He will spare neither man, woman, nor child.
If I can close with him, I care not for his thrust.
No, nor I neither. I'll be at your elbow.
If I but fist him once, if he come but within my view.
I am undone by his going. Good Master Fang, hold him sure.
Ha!
Good Mistress Snare, let him not escape. Ha! I pray you, since my action is entered and my case so openly known to the world, let him be brought into his answer. 100 mark is a long one for a poor lone woman to bear, and I have borne and borne and borne, and have been fubbed off and fubbed off and fubbed off from this day to that day, that it is a shame to be thought on. There is no honesty in such dealing, unless a woman should be made an ass and a beast to bear every knave's wrong. Yonder he comes, and that errant, malmsy-nosed knave Bardolph with him. Do your offices, Master Fang and Mistress Snare. Do me your offices.
Sir John, I arrest you at the suit of Mistress Quickly. Away, varlet! Draw, Bardolph! Cut me off the villain's head!
Throw the queen in the channel!
Throw me in the channel! I'll throw thee in the channel! Wilt thou, thou bastardly rogue! Murder!
Come off, Bardolph!
Good people, bring a rescue!
Away, you scullion, and you red-pallion, you fuss-Solarian! I'll tickle your catastrophe!
How now, Sir John? What? Are you brawling here? Doth this become your place, your time, and business? You should have been well on your way to York.
Oh, my most worshipful lady, and it please your grace, I am a poor widow of Eastcheap, and he is arrested at my suit.
For what sum?
It is more than for some, my lady. It is for all I have. He hath eaten me out of house and home. He hath put all my substance into that fat belly of his.
How comes this, Sir John? Are you not ashamed to enforce a poor widow to so rough a course to come by her own?
What is the gross sum that I owe thee?
Marry, if thou wert an honest man, thyself and the money too, thou didst swear to me upon a parcel gilt goblet, sitting in my dolphin chamber at the round table by a sea-coal fire, upon Wednesday in Whitsun week, when the prince broke thy head for liking his father to a singing man of Windsor. Thou didst swear to me then, as I was washing thy wound, to marry me and make me, my lady, thy wife. Canst thou deny it? And didst thou not kiss me and bid me fetch thee 30 shillings? I put thee now to thy book oath. Deny it if thou canst.
My lady, this is a poor mad soul. She hath been in good case, and the truth is, Poverty hath distracted her.
Sir John, I am well acquainted with your manner of wrenching the true cause the false way. You have, as it appears to me, practiced upon the easy-yielding spirit of this woman, and made her serve your uses both in purse and in person.
Yea, in truth,
Prithee,
my lady.
peace. Pay her the debt you owe her, and unpay the villainy you have done her. The one you may do with sterling money, and the other with current repentance.
My lady, I will not undergo this sneap without reply. I say to you, I do desire deliverance from these officers, being upon hasty employment in the king's affairs.
You speak as having power to do wrong, but answer in the effect of your reputation, and satisfy the poor woman.
Come hither, hostess.
Now, Master Harcourt, what news?
The king, my lady, and Harry, Prince of Wales, are near at hand. The rest the paper tells.
As I am a gentleman.
Faith, you said so before.
As I am a gentleman. Come, no more words of it. Let it be 10 pounds, if thou canst. Come, and 'twere not for thy humours, there's not a better wench in England.
Prithee, Sir John, let it be but 20 nobles. Faith, I am loathed upon my plate, so God save me life.
Let it alone, I'll make others shift.
Well, you shall have it, although I pawn my gown. I hope you'll come to supper. You'll pay me altogether?
Will I live? Go with her. Hook on.
Where lay the king last night?
At Basingstoke, my lady.
Come all his forces back?
No, 1,500 foot, 500 horse are marched up to my lord of Lancaster against Northumberland and the archbishop.
You shall have letters of me presently. Come, go along with me, good Master Harcourt. Sir John, you loiter here too long, being you are to take soldiers up in counties as you go.
Will you have dull tear sheet meet you at supper?
No more words. Let's have her.
King Henry returns to Westminster Palace after pursuing the rebel forces in Wales. Though Prince John heads north to encounter the Archbishop, Hal remains in London. Wishing to forget his pressing duties, he partakes in mind-altering substances with Ned Poins.
Before God, I am exceeding weary.
Is't come to that?
Yeah.
I had thought weariness durst not have attached one of so high blood.
Oh, faith it does me, though it discolors the complexion of my greatness to acknowledge it. Doth it not show vilely in me to desire small beer?
Why, a prince should not be so loosely studied as to remember so weak a composition.
Belike then my appetite was not princely got, for by my troth I do now remember the poor creature small beer. But indeed these humble considerations make me out of love with my greatness.
How ill it follows after you have labored so hard you should talk so idly. Tell me, how many good young princes would do so, their fathers being so sick as yours at this time is?
Shall I tell thee one thing, Poins?
Yes, faith, and let it be an excellent good thing.
It shall serve among wits of no higher breeding than thine.
Go to.
Mary, I tell thee, it is not meet that I should be sad, now my father is sick. Albeit I could tell to thee, as to one it pleases me, for fault of a better, to call my friend. I could be sad, and sad indeed, too.
Very hardly upon such a subject.
By this hand, thou think'st me as far in the devil's book as thou in Falstaff for obduracy and persistency. But I tell thee, my heart bleeds inwardly that my father is so sick. And keeping such vile company as thou art hath in reason taken from me all ostentation of sorrow.
The reason?
What wouldst thou think of me if I should weep?
I would think thee a most princely hypocrite.
It would be every one's thought, and thou art a blessed fellow to think as every one thinks. Everyone would think me an hypocrite indeed. And what excites your most worshipful thought to think so?
Why, because you have been so lewd, and so much engraft of Falstaff.
And to thee.
By this light, I am well spoken of. The worst that they can say of me is that I am a second brother, and that I am a proper fellow of my hands. And those two things, I confess, I cannot help.
Proper fellow of your hands.
Oh, by the mass, here comes Bardolph.
I'm the boy that I gave Falstaff.
God save your grace.
And yours, most noble Bardolph.
Come, you virtuous ass. You bashful fool. Must you be blushing? Wherefore blush you now?
He called me even now, my lord, through a red lattice, and I could discern no part of his face from the window.
Has not the boy profited?
Away, you whoreson upright rabbit, away.
And how doth Falstaff, Bardolph?
Well, my good lord, he heard of your grace's coming to town. There's a letter for you.
Delivered with good respect.
I do allow this wen to be as familiar with me as my dog, and he holds his place, for look you how he writes.
John Falstaff, knight. Everyone must know that as oft as he has occasion to name himself, even like those that are kin to the king.
Hey.
For they never prick their finger, but they say, there's some of the king's blood spilt.
But to the letter. Sir John Falstaff, knight, to the son of the king nearest his father, Harry, Prince of Wales, a greeting.
Why, this is a certificate.
Shh. I commend me to thee, I commend thee, and I leave thee. Be not too familiar with points, for they misuse thy favor so much that they swear thou art to marry their sister Nell. Repent at idle times as thou mayst, and so farewell. Thine by yea and no, which is as much to say as thou usest him, Jack Falstaff with my family, John with my brothers and sisters, and Sir John with all Europe.
My lord, I'll steep this letter in sack and make him eat it.
That's to make him eat 20 of his words. But do you use me thus, Ned? Must I marry your sister?
God send the wench no worse fortune. But I never said so.
Well, thus we play the fools with the time. Is Falstaff here in London?
Yea, my lord.
Where sups he?
At the old place, my lord, in Eastcheap.
Sup any women with him?
None, my lord, but old Mistress Quickly and Mistress Daltearsheet.
What pagan may that be?
A proper gentlewoman, sir, and a kinswoman of Sir John's.
Even such kin as the parish heifers are to the town bull. Shall we steal upon them, Ned, at supper?
I am your shadow, my lord. I'll follow you.
Sirrah, you, boy, and Bardolph, no word to Falstaff that I am yet come to town? There's money for your silence.
I have no tongue, sir.
And for mine, sir, I will govern it.
Fare you well. Go. This dull tear sheet should be some road.
I warrant you, as common as the way between St. Albans and London.
How might we see Falstaff bestow himself tonight in his true colors and not ourselves be seen?
Put on 2 aprons and wait upon him at his table like drawers.
From a prince to apprentice, a low transformation that shall be mine, for in everything the purpose must weigh with the folly. Follow me, Ned.
Lord Bardolph returns to Northumberland and reports on the Archbishop's plans. Northumberland's daughter-in-law, Kate Percy, shares Lord Bardolph's concerns about Northumberland's health.
I prithee, loving friend and gentle daughter, give e'en way unto my rough affairs. Put not you on the visage of the times, and be like them to Percy troublesome.
I have given over. I will speak no more. Do what you will. Your wisdom be your guide.
Alas, sweet man, my honor is at pawn, and but my going nothing can redeem it.
Oh, yet, for God's sake, go not to these wars. The time was, father, that you broke your word when you were more endeared to it than now. When your own Percy, when my heart's dear Harry threw many a northward look to see his father bring up his powers. But he did long in vain. Who then persuaded you to stay at home? There were 2 honors lost, yours and your son's. For yours, the God of heaven brighten it. For his, it stuck upon him as the sun in the grey vault of heaven, and by his light did all the chivalry of England move to do brave acts. O miracle of men! Him did you leave, second to none, unseconded by you. Never, oh never, do his ghost the wrong to hold your honor more precise and nice with others than with him. Let them alone. The marshal and the archbishop are strong. Had my sweet Harry had but half their numbers, today might I, hanging on Hotspur's neck, have talked of Monmouth's grave.
Oh, beshrew your heart! Fair daughter, you do draw my spirits from me with new lamenting ancient oversights. But I must go and meet with danger there, or it will seek me in another place and find me worse provided.
Oh, fly to Scotland, till that the nobles and the armed commons have of their puissance made a little taste.
If they get ground and vantage of the king, then join you with them like a rib of steel to make strength stronger. But for all our loves, first let them try themselves. So did your son. He was so suffered. So came I a widow, and never shall have length of life enough to reign upon remembrance with mine eyes, that it may grow and sprout as high as heaven for recordation to my noble husband.
Come, go in with me. Fain would I go to meet the Archbishop, but many thousand reasons hold me back. I will resolve for Scotland. There am I, till time and vantage crave my company.
As the Percy family prepares to escape to Scotland, Prince Hal prepares his prank on Falstaff. He meets Poins at the Boar's Head, where Frances now assists Mistress Quickly with the management of the tavern.
Oh, see if thou canst find out Sneak's noise. Mistress Tearsheet would fain hear some music.
Dispatch. The room where they supped is too hot. They'll come in straight.
Sirrah, here will be the prince and Poins anon, and they will put on 2 of our aprons, and Sir John must not know of it. Bardolph hath brought word.
By the mass, it will be an excellent stratagem.
I'll see if I can find out Sneak.
Sneak! Faith, sweetheart, methinks now you are in an excellent good temporality. Your color, I warrant you, is as red as any rose. But, Faith, you have drunk too much canaries. How do you now?
Better than I was.
Why, that's well said. A good heart's worth gold. Look, here comes Sir John.
How now, Mistress Doll?
Sick of a calm, yea, good faith.
So is all her sect, if they be once in a calm.
Damn you, you muddy rascal! Is that all the comfort
You
you
make
give
fat
me?
rascals,
I
Mistress
make them.
Doll.
Gluttony and diseases
Oh, if the
make
cook
them.
helped to make the
I
gluttony,
make them not.
you help to make the diseases, Doll.
Hang
We
yourself,
catch
muddy
of
conger.
you,
Hang
Doll.
yourself.
We
By
catch
my
of you.
troth, this is the old-fashioned. You two never meet, but you fall to some discord. What the good year?
Come, I'll be friends with thee, Jack. Thou art going to the wars, and whether I shall ever see thee again or no, there is nobody cares.
Sir, ancient pistols below and would speak with you?
Hang him, swaggering rascal. Let him not come hither. It is the foul-mouthed rogue in England.
Swagger, let him not come here. No, by my faith, I must live amongst my neighbors. I'll no swaggerer.
Dost thou hear? It is mine ancient.
Dilly valley, Sir John, ne'er tell me, and your ancient swaggerer comes not in my doors. I was before Master Tisick, the deputy, the other day, and as he said to me, 'twas no longer ago than Wednesday last, in good faith, "Neighbor Quickly," says he, "receive those that are civil, for," said he, "you are in an ill name, for," says he, "you are an honest woman and well thought on, therefore take heed what guests you receive. Receive," says he, "no swaggering companions."
He's no swaggerer, hostess. A tame cheater, faith.
Cheater, call you
him
him.
as gently as a puppy greyhound.
I will bar
Come
no
up,
honest man in
Francis.
my house, nor no cheater. But I do not love swaggering. By my troth, I am the worst when one says swagger. Feel, masters, how I shake? Look you, I warrant you.
So you do, hostess.
Do I? Yea, in very truth do I. I cannot abide swagger.
God save you, Sir John.
Welcome, ancient pistol. Here, pistol, I charge you with a cup of sack. Do you discharge upon mine hostess?
I will discharge upon her, Sir John, with 2 bullets.
She is pistol-proof, sir. You shall not hardly offend her.
Come, I'll drink no proofs nor no bullets. I'll drink no more than will do me good for no man's pleasure.
Then to you, Mistress Dorothy, I will charge you.
Charge me? I scorn you, scurvy companion. What, you poor, base, rascally, cheating, lack-linen mate. Away, you moldy rogue, away! I am meet for another.
Mistress Dorothy.
Away, you cut-purse rascal, you filthy bung, away! By this wine, I'll thrust my knife into your moldy chaps if you play the saucy cuddle with me.
God, let me not live, but I will murder you rough for this.
No more, Pistol. I would not have you go off here.
Oh, good Captain Pistol, not here, sweet
Captain! Thou abominable damned cheater! Art thou not ashamed to be called captain? If captains were of my mind, they would truncheon you out for taking their names upon you before you have earned them. You a captain. For what? For tearing a poor whore's ruff in a bawdy house?
Pray thee go down, good ancient.
Not I tell thee what, Corporal Bardolph, I could tear her. I'll be revenged on her.
Good Captain Pistol, be quiet. It is very late, a faith. I beseech you now. Aggravate your collar.
This will grow to a brawl anon.
Then feed and be fat. Come, give me some sack. Yeah, very broadsides.
For God's sake, thrust him downstairs. I cannot endure such a fustian rascal.
Come, get you downstairs.
What shall we have Shall we imbrue? Then death, rock me asleep, abridge my doleful day.
Get you downstairs!
Oh, here's a goodly tumult. I will swear keeping house before I'll be in these turrets and fight. Alas! Put up your naked weapons! Put up your naked weapons!
I prithee, Jack, be quiet. The rascal's gone. You whoreson little valiant villain, you.
Are you not hurt of the groin? Methought he made a shrewd thrust at your belly.
Have you turned him out of doors?
Yea, sir, the rascal's drunk. You have hurt him, sir, in the shoulder.
You sweet little rogue, you. Alas, poor ape, how thou sweatst. Come, let me wipe thy face. Rogue, if faith I love thee.
Rascally knave, I will toss the rogue in a blanket.
If thou dost, I'll canvas thee between a pair of sheets. The music is come, sir.
Let them play. Play, sirs. Sit on my knee, doll. The rogue fled from me like quicksilver.
Thou whoreson little tidy boar pig, when wilt thou leave fighting a days and foining a nights, and begin to patch up thine old body for heaven?
Peace, good doll. Do not speak like a death's head. Do not bid me remember mine end.
Sirrah, what humour's the prince of?
A good shallow young fellow.
People say Poins has a good wit.
They a good wit? Hang them, baboon. Their wits as thick as Tewkesbury mustard.
Why does the prince love them so, then?
Because their legs are both of a bigness, and they jump up on joint stools and swear with a good grace, and such other gambol faculties they have that show a weak mind and an able body, for the which the prince admits them, for the prince himself is such another.
Would not this knave of a wheel have his ears cut off? Let's beat him before his whore.
Kiss me, doll.
Is it not strange that desire should so many years outlive performance?
Now dost give me flattering busses.
By my troth, I kiss thee with the most constant heart.
I am old.
I love thee better than I love e'er a scurvy young boy of them all.
What stuff wilt thou have a kirtle of? I shall receive money on Thursday. Thou shalt have a cap tomorrow. A merry song!
A cup of wine that's brisk and fine, and drink and join our saga. Let's drink unto the Lehman mine, and a merry heart lives longer. Fill up the cup and let it come. I'll pledge you a mile to the bottom. Let's drink until the cup is done. Who joins us not?
Come, it grows late. We'll to bed. Some sack, Francis.
Anon, sir.
Huh? A bastard son of the king's? And art not thou Poins' kinsman?
Why, thou globe of sinful continence, what a life dost thou lead?
Better than thou. I'm a gentleman, thou art a drawer.
Oh, very true, sir. And I come to draw you out by the ears.
Oh, the Lord preserve thy good grace. By my troth, welcome to London.
Now, horse and mad, compound of majesty, by this light flesh and corrupt blood, Thou art welcome.
How? You fat fool, I scorn you.
My lord, he will drive you out of your revenge and turn all to a merriment if you take not the heat.
Ah, you horse and candle mine, you. How vilely did you speak of me even now before this honest, virtuous, civil gentlewoman?
God's blessing on your good heart, and so she is, by my troth.
Didst thou hear me?
Yes. And I shall drive you then to confess the willful abuse, and then I know how to handle you.
No abuse, how?
No abuse?
No abuse, Ned, in the world. Honest Ned, none. I dispraised him before the wicked, that the wicked might not fall in love with him, in which doing I have done the part of a careful friend and a true subject, and thy father is to give me thanks for it.
See now whether pure fear and entire cowardice doth not make thee wrong this virtuous gentlewoman to close with us. Is she of the wicked? Is thine hostess here of the wicked? Or is the boy of the wicked? Or honest Bardolph, whose zeal burns in his nose, of the wicked?
Answer, thou dead elm, answer.
The fiend hath pricked down Bardolph irrecoverable, and his face is Lucifer's privy kitchen. For the boy, there is a good angel about him, but the devil blinds him too.
For the women?
For one of them, she's in hell already and burns poor souls. For the other, I owe her money, and whether she be damned for that I know not.
No, I warrant you. Who knocks so loud at door?
How now? What news?
The king, your father, is at Westminster, and there are 20 weak and wearied posts come from the north.
By heaven, Poins, I feel me much to blame, so idly to profane the precious time. Give me my sword and cloak. Falstaff, good night.
Now comes in the sweetest morsel of the night, and we must hence and leave it unpicked. More knocking at the door. How now? What's the matter?
You must await a court, sir, presently. A dozen captains stay at door for you.
Pay the musicians, sirrah. Farewell, hostess. Farewell, doll. You see, my good wenchers, how men of merit are sought after. The undeserver may sleep when the man of action is called on. Farewell, good wenches.
I cannot speak, if my heart be not ready to burst. Well, sweet Jack, have a care of thyself.
Farewell! Farewell!
Well, fare thee well. I have known thee these 29 years come Peascod time, but an honester and truer-hearted man? Well, fare thee well.
As the situation with the rebels comes to a head, Prince Hal returns to the royal court to aid his father, and Falstaff must rejoin the army. At the palace, King Henry's illness has kept him up through the night.
How many thousand of my poorest subjects are at this hour asleep? O sleep, O gentle sleep, nature's soft nurse, how have I frighted thee that thou no more wilt weigh my eyelids down and steep my senses in forgetfulness? Why, rather, sleep, liest thou in smoky cribs, upon uneasy pallets stretching thee, and hushed with buzzing night flies to thy slumber, than in the perfumed chambers of the great, under the canopies of costly state, and lulled with sound of sweetest melody? Wilt thou, upon the high and giddy mast, seal up the ship boy's eyes, and rock his brains in cradle of the rude imperious surge, and in the visitation of the winds, who take the ruffian billows by the top, curling their monstrous heads and hanging them with deafening clamors in the slippery clouds that with the hurly death itself awakes? Canst thou, O partial sleep, give thy repose to the wet sea-boy in an hour so rude, and in the calmest and most stillest night, with all appliances and means to boot, deny it to a king? Then, happy low, lie down. Uneasy lies the head that wears a crown.
Many good morrows to your majesty.
Is it good morrow, my lady?
'Tis 1 o'clock, and past.
Why, then, good morrow to you, Westmorland. Have you read o'er the letter that I sent you?
I have, my liege.
Then you perceive the body of our kingdom, how foul it is, what rank diseases grow, and with what danger near the heart of it?
It is but as a body yet distempered, which to his former strength may be restored with good advice and little medicine. My lord Northumberland will soon be cooled.
Oh, God, that one might read the book of fate and see the revolution of the times make mountains level, and the continent, weary of solid firmness, melt itself into the sea. Oh, if this were seen, the happiest youth, viewing his progress through, what perils pass, what crosses to ensue, would shut the book and sit him down and die. 'Tis not 10 years gone since Richard and Northumberland, great friends, did feast together, and in 2 years after were they at wars. It is but 8 years since this Percy was the man nearest my soul, who like a brother toiled in my affairs, yea, for my sake, e'en to the eyes of Richard gave him defiance. But which of you was by, when Richard, with his eyes brimful of tears, then checked and rated by Northumberland, did speak these words, now proved a prophecy? Northumberland, thou ladder by the which my cousin Bolingbroke ascends my throne, though then, God knows, I had no such intent, but that necessity so bowed the state that I in greatness were compelled to kiss. The time shall come. Thus did he follow it. The time will come that foul sin, gathering head, shall break and to corruption. So went on, foretelling the same time's condition and the division of our amity.
There is a history in all our lives, figuring the natures of the times deceased, the which observed one may prophesy with a near aim of the main chance of things as yet not come to life, which in their seeds and weak beginnings lie entreasured. Such things become the hatch and brood of time, and by the necessary form of this, King Richard might create a perfect guess that great Northumberland, then false to him, would of that seed grow to a greater falseness, which should not find a ground to root upon unless on you.
Are these things then necessities? Then let us meet them like necessities, and that same word e'en now cries out on us. They say the bishop and Northumberland are 50,000 strong.
It cannot be, my lord. Rumor doth double, like the voice and echo, the numbers of the feared. Please it your grace to go to bed. Upon my soul, my lord, the powers that you already have sent forth shall bring this prize in very easily. To comfort you the more, I have received a certain instance that Glendower is dead. Your majesty hath been this fortnight ill, and these unseasoned hours perforce must add unto your sickness.
I will take your counsel. And were these inward wars once out of hand, we would, my dear, unto the Holy Land.
On Holyrood Day,
letters came last night to a dear friend of the good Duke of York. Letters came last night to a dear friend of the good Duke of York.
You've been listening to Shakespeare's Histories, Season 1, The King's Shadow, presented by Brave Spirits Theatre, directed by Charlene V. Smith. This recording is produced and edited by Patrick Flynn.